does hit a long season. Ultimately, how you dictate your success.
That'll do it for us. Thanks for tuning in.
For another edition of NBA basketball. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Well, it was the Chicago Bulls winning their last game against Toronto. And there wasn't much question as to how that game was going to turn out. They absolutely put the hammer down on them.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
Looking at the starting five for the Atlanta Hawks. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Kent Bazemore is out there with Teague. And it's Hollins in at the three, the small forward position. Millsap and Gasol sends it back. Dishes to Dunleavy. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Dunleavy's got the first bucket of the game with the three for Chicago. Teague against Rose. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Atlanta shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And as a team, excellent a season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
Free throw, no good for Teague. Here's Bazemore. Cannot hit. And the Bulls going the other way now. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Atlanta.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year, they came out on the losing end.
And, you know, with two teams in the upper pyramid in the early going, important to establish that pecking order, especially within your conference. So this game is important.
And not going to let him get that easy done. Defense stopped in the easy two, but a foul called and a trip to the free throw line instead. The Hawks have gone 0 for 1 at the line. This is their second trip to the line tonight.
Move shots.
Free throw good, Horford. Both shots good from the stripe. Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. To the right side. Near the three-point line, it's Dunleavy. Here's Noah. It's rebounded by Paul Millsap.
The shots aren't dropping yet. They've missed 4 of their first 5 shots.
Teague drives in.
That's the wall.
Chicago grabs the miss. Now here's Rose, the fast break opportunity. Dunleavy's shot is off.
Nice effort anyway to change his shot and get around the defender maybe next time.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Millsap. No luck. Great defense that time from Noah.
Still scoreless after 4 attempts, trying to take the lid off the basket.
Now here's Rose. He's covered by Hollins. And the wide open shot from Rose. Off the left rim and out.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
And Bazemore kicks to Millsap. Puts up the baby hook. Atlanta again missing.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Here's Bazemore, defended by Butler. Bazemore passes to Horford. And it falls over the rim and in.
The defense just not strong enough to throw him off his shot there. Sometimes it takes a little more effort to defend him down low.
Outside Butler. Bangs home the trifecta. Butler's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Here's Hollins. The shot is off. And it's Chicago the other way. Rose kicks it to Noah. Outside Rose. Lots of room. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Gets that to go, but it's been a bumpy ride so far. Just 1 of 5 for him overall.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
I had a chance to talk with head coach Mike Budenholzer. I asked him what he'd most like to see from his team today, and he told me we'd really like to keep Pau Gasol under wraps in this one. He went on to explain that Gasol can take over games with his efficiency on the offensive end, and the key to their win will be getting a hand in his face every time. Guys?
Thanks again, Doris. Here's Rose, following the basket by Paul Millsap.
Move the ball. Stick it to Mike.
Outside Rose. Pass to Butler for 3. Atlanta with the rebound. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of D is not going to cut it. Never mind when you're on the road.
Hey, I don't know, guys. This may be all speculation. Perhaps they had a bad flight into town the night before, and we all know a rough flight in can lead to turbulence on the court.
And so here is Chicago after the basket by Atlanta and finished off by Noah.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Hollins dishes to T. Now the feed to Horford. Great defense that time from Noah.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Rose, no good.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And stolen by Butler. And here we go. Drops in the breakaway late. Butler's got 5 now.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how...
Outside Millsap. They set the pick. Hollins inside, defended by Dunleavy. Hollins can't get it to go. The Bulls leading by 4. Outside Rose. And he banks in the layup. Rose has got his second basket of the night.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up.
Now here's King. And so the first quarter is in the books. Bulls out front. They lead by 6. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement playing with the Chicago Bulls. I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought, and it's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates, Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
Defense paying huge dividends for them through the first.
Excellent hustle, and you know the coach has to be pleased with that effort at the defensive end.
And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court right now for the Hawks, we've got Andrew Nicholson. He's out there with Kyle Korver. Splitter is out there with Dennis Schroeder. And it's Holiday in at the shooting guard. And a wide open look for Freak. Another three for Chicago. And Atlanta has possession, trailing here by 8. Schroeder kicks to Nicholson. They set the pick. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. And it's out of bounds to the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession. And now let's have a look at the teams that were last year's best from the free throw line. In the third spot, the Hawks.
Collectively, I mean, they had an amazing year at the free throw line. Sometimes free throw shooting can be contagious, and it seemed like everyone on their team had the hot hand.
Korver attacking, 5 to shoot, 13 feet away. Can't get it to go. Great D that time from Gibson.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
Here's Schroeder following the basket by Freak. All alone. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Schroeder's got his first basket of the night. There's a good screen. Here's Gibson, and the Bulls tack on 2 more.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
Well, Kevin, we've got a moment now to look back to last year's Atlanta Hawks. 3rd in free throw percentage, 12th in blocks. And they were in the top half of the league in fewest turnovers. Not bad, but certainly they'd like to be better.
And looking back at their superb free throw percentage, it speaks volumes about their skill level and mental focus. They had very few letdowns in concentration.
Butler, he's checked in for Kirk Heinrich. Now here's Schroeder. Millsap a screen. Schroeder passes to Millsap.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
This is his first free throw of the game. And he knocks down the first one. Pau Gasol is checked in for Portis. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Al Horford, he's checked in for Splitter. Both shots good from the stripe. The Bulls leading by 8. King with it. 8 points for him. It's stolen by Schroeder. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now. Boy, what a significant turnaround here in the 40% from the field in the first.
Outside Millsap. He kicks it to Korver. King with the steal. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. The shot is off. So the Hawks will take it the other way. It's Millsap with the drive. Feeds it to Schroeder. Jacks up a 3. Gasol with the rebound. For Chicago, they've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second quarter. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Chicago making some changes. Joakim Noah is checked in for Gibson. Dunleavy comes in for Mirotic. And it's Rose in for King. Atlanta also. And the first half comes.
Okay, guys, let's focus and get down to business. Now, here's a few things I took away from the first half.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead. Some changes for Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Mike Dunleavy. And King subbed in for Rose. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for the Hawks. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Teague. King in at point guard. Taj Gibson is out there with Pau Gasol. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Mirotic in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. King, that's good.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
Korver with it. Now guarded by Mirotic. And Bazemore kicks it over to Schroeder. There's the pick. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Horford. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Mirotic. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man.
Andrew Nicholson, he's checked in for Kent Bazemore. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Schroeder kicks to Horford. And that one's good. Horford's got 13.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
King right side. Outside Butler. Gibson setting the pick for Butler. Back to King. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. And Mirotic kicks to Freak. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. And it's Butler missing. The Hawks trail by 4. Now the dish to Nicholson. Some solid defense from Butler.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Here's King. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. For Atlanta, they've gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Schroeder passes to Horford. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Pau Gasol.
Al Horford playing very well. He's got 13 points, and he's contributed 3 points from the line, too.
And those free throws add up, guys. That is extra offense.
The Hawks have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6. Chicago making some changes. Portis comes in for Pau Gasol. And it's Heinrich in for Butler. Justin Holiday's checked in for Atlanta. And he sinks the second. Chicago leading by 3. And King, here we go. Can't get it to fall.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Knocks it loose and stolen by Mirotic. And even 3-on-3 break. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
Korver kicks to Holiday. Back to Korver. Pass to Horford. He feeds it to Schroeder. Just 5 on the clock. Wide open. Count the bucket. Schroeder's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Chicago's gotten blank from 3-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. King outside. Puts it up from 17. No good off the back of the rim. The Hawks trail by 3. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
Yeah, and also the
Bulls making a change here as well. Kings checked in for Derrick Rose.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Chicago.
Good point, Steve. And Clark, they had to battle for this win. There were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
I like their fortitude, their toughness, particularly in terms of dealing with adversity. Anytime things didn't go their way, they just put their nose down and stayed with it. And because of that, they were able to pull away.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
And guys, when you're cracking heads against somebody 4 times over the course of a season, boy, it's a great feeling to snatch that first game. Good adjustments tonight against the Hawks.
And maybe it goes without saying, but they had no answer for Butler. He was everywhere defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
On the court for Atlanta, we've got Splitter. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Teague. Then there's Andrew Nicholson. And it's Hollins in at the 3. Teague drives in. Splitter, that's good. 26 seconds left in the fourth. Here's King. And too long on the shot. And Holiday kicks to Hollins. Shot left block, and he gets it to go.
Check out these handles. That's rush hour handle. Not midday, not early morning. That's rush hour handle. That nasty spin just froze the defender.
King misses the 3. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further, Jimmy Butler. He put his team on his back and carried them as we've seen him do before. But it never gets old. A textbook example of making play after play to lead the way.
Well, you know when Butler's on the court, he's going to come at you
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.